Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
How are you, brother Nasir?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, we'll just give few minutes to people to join in, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Fazilat.
Walaikum salam.
MashaAllah, good to see you.
Yeah.
Jazakallah khair.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Just few more minutes, inshallah, we'll start soon.
All right.
Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulil kareem. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So inshallah we'll start, and I'm pretty excited about today's lecture, and I'm sure by the time we're done with this, you will start to see, or you will start to share the same excitement with me, because the sentences we're going to make today, you'll find them in the Quran, and you may have seen them so many times, but today inshallah you will understand them. Okay, so before I begin, any questions from anyone for the previous sessions? And recently, maybe a couple of days back, when I was doing the review, I sent you a bunch of charts regarding the Zamair, both the attached pronouns and the detached pronouns. Now, tell me if you guys got a chance to look at them.
Assalamu alaikum, Abid. I got a quick question.
Walaikum salam.
This Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Failure, what is the significance of this? Why should we know that this is Failure and this is Ismiya? What difference does it make in the meaning?
Okay.
Or like,
that's a very good question. So inshallah, let's talk about that. When we were learning the Murakkabat is a compound. Compound is a combination of two or more words. And then we said the Murakkabat are of two kinds, Murakkab Tam and Murakkab Naqis. Murakkab Tam is a murakkab in which the meaning is complete. So we also call it a sentence. Okay, and sentence in Arabic language are of two types. One of them are jumla ismiya, and one of them are jumla fe'liya. Okay, so we were learning the ism first. So we chose jumla ismiya to analyze first, and then after this we will go to jumla fe'liya. So what is so special about jumla ismiya? That it starts with a noun, and all the verses you read, they are either a jumla ismiya or a jumla fe'liya or a combination. Okay, does that answer your question?
No, why should we know that this is Jumla Ismiya and why should we know that this is Jumla Failure?
Okay.
I mean, a
Well, the
sentence
thing
is a
is,
sentence.
if the Arabic language said that the jumla is of two types, then our job is to understand it. There is no why,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
if they have divided the jumla into two types,
I'll just stop at that then.
yeah. So we are learning a new language, and these are their rules, and we just need to know them.
Okay.
English doesn't have verbal sentences.
English doesn't have verbal sentences.
No, you cannot start an English sentence with a verb.
Oh, so they're all jumla ismiya?
Jumla failures. That's why it's important that we learn
Yeah.
here in Arabic. You cannot start a sentence in English with a verb.
Okay, thank you, Brother Nasib. So, in the last few sessions, since we started Jumla Ismiya, we have done many variations, or we have learned how to make Jumla Ismiya in a variety of ways. Okay, so last time we used the pronouns and we made some Jumla Ismiya out of that. And for that, we understood that, okay, how many kind of pronouns are there? There are two types. One of them are attached and one of them are detached. So we went in a lot of detail. So my question again, before I forget, did you guys look at those charts I sent you maybe a couple of days back? It's a yes or no answer.
Yes, I did.
Okay, Jazakallah. Now, if you have looked at that, I'm pretty sure that you will really appreciate it because it has everything we learned in a very summarized way. Agree? Now, for the rest of the people, I'm already grateful to you that you show up in every session. So I cannot be very demanding, but as a student myself, I know one thing is very important for all of us, that if we really want to benefit from any course, whether Arabic or English or even something for my work, I need to review the material and I have to go over it while I'm done with the session during the week. So that's just nice to have advice. I hope we can follow that.
Very difficult.
So if we don't do that, then the only person who's gonna get, not benefit from it is the person who's not doing the review. When we have a class in physical, like physically when we're available, I have better idea of by looking at the people, their body language, and I can connect better. But online it is very tough. But at the same time, I tell them the same thing which I'm telling you, and then I explain it like this. When I invest, let's say $1,000 into something, and if I get zero return out of that, that means I wasted my $1,000. So with this regard, we are spending our time, valuable time in learning this. So if we don't review and try to get any return on our investment, then we were basically losing our investment. So enough said. Today, I'm excited to show you that how do we show emphasis in a nominal sentence. Okay, and for that, let's just do a quick review that Jumla Ismiya has two parts, Mubtada and Khabar, right? And we have our famous sentence that Zaydun Salihun, right? That means Zayd is righteous. So how can I create emphasis in this sentence? I want to say that indeed Zayd is righteous.
Will it be inna?
Yes, you're right. So I have to say, indeed, Zaid is righteous. So for that, I have two things. One of them is lam. Okay. Now you must have seen lam previously. For example, in haruf jara, when we were learning the haruf jara prepositions, we said we have lam with the fatha, and we also have lam and with the kasra. But these were the haruf jara. So lam has multiple purposes in Arabic, and one kind of lam is called the lam of emphasis. Okay, so one of the lam is known as the lam of emphasis, or in Arabic we'll say lame taqid.
Akid.
In Urdu ka lafz hai taqid, and it basically is an Arabic word that means to creates wazn, or the weight in your what you're saying. So if I have to say the same sentence in with the lam, I'm gonna say la zaydun salihun. What did I say? La zaydun salihun. In Urdu or in English we would say surely, no doubt, verily, indeed. Those kinds of words are the one we use for creating or showing emphasis in a sentence. So we said la zaydun salihun. Okay, so that's number one. Okay, if I want to take Brother Javed's advice and I put inna is our second one. Okay, in Arabic language or English language, the most of the time, the most common translation is indeed. Inna is indeed. So if I have to use inna, this is how it's going to work. Inna Zayd salihun. Okay, now I intentionally left the harakat on Zayd because I would like you to pay attention to this. Zayd is tanween with the dammatan. But when you use inna, it forces Zayd to go into nasab.
Fatha kasri. Yeah.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so lam, the characteristic of these two things are such that lam is also used for emphasis, but it is a very nice kind of a emphasis. He doesn't demand anything from the sentence. It doesn't change the sentence. It doesn't make any changes to the sentence. Right? Look, we only added lam here. Zaydun and salihun is still mubtada and khabar. Making sense? I'm trying to explain some difference here, that lam does not change the structure of the sentence. It does not, demand anything from the sentence. But inna has a mind of its own. Inna said, when I will come in a sentence, you have to play by my rules. Okay, so basically what it did, it made Zayd go from Rafa to Nasab. Okay, now is the Mubtada, can the Mubtada be in Nasab? Can Mubtada, what is the formula for Jumla Ismiya? What the Mubtada has to be in what state?
Rafa.
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 Some sister was trying to say something. Please go ahead and say it. Somebody else wanted to say something.
Instead,
I couldn't hear you. Please, can you repeat? Okay, no worries. Okay, so what happened now when inna comes and inna changes the status of the mubtada, then it's no longer mubtada. So Zayd is no longer mubtada. You see what I'm saying? In fact, this whole sentence, this part, is known as
ismu
ismu inna. Okay, so it forced the sentence to change, and the khabar is no longer khabar. It is known as khabaru
khabar
inna.
inna.
Okay, I need some feedback. Are you guys following me so far?
Yeah. Another question between sentence starting with lam and inna, which one puts more emphasis? Is they're both the same emphasis,
They are
or
the
one has
same.
got more?
Basically, the emphasis is the same. However, lam does not mess with the sentence structure,
Yeah. Okay.
demand anything. But inna said, no, I have my own rules. If you want me, then you have to play with my rules. I will change your structure. I will change the naming convention of your structure. Okay. So other people, Brother Fawad, Brother Kabir, Sister Noshin, are you guys there?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So any comments? Do you understand what's going on here?
So are both types used in the Quran, like lam and inna, or
Yes.
is like one type used?
No,
only?
both of them are used, and it's a lot, and I'm going to show you, inshallah, a lot of examples today, a lot of exercises. So first thing I want you guys to do is get the concept, understand the concept, and listen to what I'm saying. For example, anytime you will see an example of inna, the following noun is going to change the status into nasab. So here you would have to bring your knowledge of Arab into the picture. Okay, so let me take the next page and I'll show you the same information in a different way. So I wanted to create emphasis. One way I did La Zaydun Salihun. Making sense? What is the translation? That indeed or surely
Zayd is righteous.
Zayd is righteous.
Righteous.
Okay, so that's one way I said it. The second way I could set it is inna Zaydan
Zaydan salihun.
salihun. Okay, so the meaning stayed the same. Okay, now I'm still not convinced, like the person I'm talking to, or the person or the emphasis I'm trying to create, people are still not feeling that emphasis. So I need to double it. So I can say something like this. I can say inna Zaydan la salihun. So what happened? I am saying indeed Zayd is surely righteous. So Umar, this is your answer, that in a sentence I use both inna and lam. Okay, but did you guys notice that I did not use the lam right next to Zayd the way I use it here? Do you notice that here I could use the lam on Zayd? So I did not say inna la Zaydun salihun. Okay, I could have written it like this: inna la Zaydun la salihun, right?
La Zaydan.
Yeah, or la Zaydan, for example. So this is not allowed. Lam and inna cannot come right next to each other. They have to have a little gap in between. Okay, so the way I can explain this, let's say a person is really sick, okay, and he goes to the doctor, and the doctor give him medicine, and the patient is not very convinced. He said, doctor, can you give me something else as well? And then he says, okay, if it makes you feel better, I give you 2 tablets of 2 different nature. Okay. Then the patient says, oh, by the way, can I eat them together? Can I eat both? Can I mix them and eat them at the same time? So the doctor says, no. Why don't you take the first one, and then after half an hour you take the next one? Making sense? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So this is not allowed. So you have to use inna zaidun la salihun. So emphasis one again, in a inna and 2. That's emphasis number 3. I'm still not convinced. I need to have more emphasis. Okay, so my variation number 4 will be that I will say, Wallahi inna
This is Kasmiya.
Zaidan
La salih.
la salihun. It's not it's, yeah, you can say kasmiya. So by oath, I say, by Allah, indeed, Zaid is surely righteous. So now we have 1, 2, and 3 emphasis. Okay, so if I consider these 1 and 1, then this is my 2 and this is my 3, because these are same, but this is the combination of both. And the next one is with the qasam. I swear by Allah that I am telling you that Zaid is indeed a very righteous person. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Could you use tallahi?
No. Okay. I could have used tallahi, but am I swearing for Allah?
No.
No. So the tallahi is only for Allah.
Only Allah. Oh, okay, only for Allah.
Yes. So wallahi is for Allah and other people or other purposes. But tallahi is specifically for Allah. Okay. So in here, I'm talking about Zayd, so I cannot say tallahi. I am going to use wallahi.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so this is so far 3 emphasis. There is another emphasis, number 4. And what is that emphasis? Can somebody tell me?
Isn't that number 5?
Yeah, you're right. It's number 5. But what I said, because these 2 are the same, so I changed the number to 1. They are both 1.
Okay.
I changed it to 2 and I changed it to 3. And I'm saying there is a 4th one. There is
Can
no
inna
Arabic.
come in the middle?
Say that again.
Can inna come in the middle?
Inna.
That says Zaidun inna salihan.
Okay. Inna comes in the beginning of the sentence. What comes in the middle of the sentence is anna.
Anna.
Okay. So you, if you hang on with me right now, I only want to focus on inna and lam, because we are going to learn the rest of them in a little bit. So
Sure.
First thing first, we just want to make sure that we really get this concept in our heads. Okay. So what is the 4th emphasis?
To add huwa in between. Inna Zaidun huwa salihun.
Say that again.
Inna Zaidun huwa salihun.
No. Again, there is no Arabic answer for this. I am just asking you, if somebody is talking to you.
Exclamation mark?
Okay, I'll make it easy for you. The 4th is the person who's saying. Okay, what does that mean? You know, when somebody ordinary person tell you something, you're gonna have hard to believe him because you don't know him, right? You try to understand. This is more of a generic understanding that if some stranger is telling you, hey, I am telling you Zaid is salihun, you will have a hard time believing him because you don't know that person. You hardly trust the person who is making that claim. But if your father or if your teacher or somebody close to you make the same statement, then there is one emphasis based on that who is saying the sentence. Agree? Yes?
Okay.
right? Like if brother Javed is my very good friend, he's like my father. If he tells me something, I will not doubt his sentence. I will try to believe him because one of the emphasis is from the personality who's telling me something. Okay, so there is always that fourth element in the sentence. I have done my best. I said la zaydun, I said inna, then I said inna la zaydun, and then I even took an oath of Allah. But the fourth person or the fourth kind of emphasis is that who is making that statement, right? So if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam making a statement, do you really need a oath from him or do you need any emphasis from him? Just because he's saying it and we have so much respect for him, anything he said, we'll believe it. Okay, so let me quickly switch the screen to show you why I'm saying that. Okay, so here I want to share another screen with you and I want to go here. Umar wanted an example from the Quran. Look at this. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر. You see that?
All three, right?
You see the oath?
Yeah, وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّا لِلَّهِ.
Inna, indeed, insan is surely in loss. So this is one of the examples. Now there is a emphasis by number one, by the time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking the oath of time. Then he's saying, indeed, no doubt that mankind is surely in loss. And who's saying that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that. Did he has to make any of these efforts to make us believe that this is a right statement?
No.
No, because we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying he didn't have to make any of these emphasis to make us believe this. If he could have said insan is in the mankind is in loss, we believe him. So just for the sake of making you understand that these kind of sentences, the fourth emphasis is the person who's making the statement. That also counts in the emphasis of the sentence. Now let's look at some more example. Here, look at this. Look at this. وَإِنَّ لَكَ لَأَجْرًا غَيْرَ مَمْنُونَ. Now, who can tell me what is the mubtada here? Or what is the ismu inna?
Laka.
Laka. وَإِنَّ لَكَ. Inna is the first emphasis, and look where the lam is. Is it lam right next to laka?
Yes.
That lam is lame jara. And the ka is zamir. What kind of zamir is that, guys?
Attached.
Brother Naseeb, can I request you?
Yeah.
Look, you know this subject, so I appreciate your, you're taking the lead. But let me help my other students. And when nobody answers, then I'll ask you to answer the question. Okay.
10-4.
Yeah. Okay. So what is laka here? Who can tell me what laka is?
Jarun Majrur.
Jarul majroor. Jar is what? Huruf jara is lam, right? Lam is the huruf. What is the ka?
Pronoun and attached.
Noun.
Attached pronoun. What person?
Second person.
Second
Male or
person.
female?
Male.
Male. Siga number?
No, don't ask me.
5,
Siga number 7.
7.
7, no.
Javed bhai, I have to ask. You
can ask. I will never remember these numbers. It's a lot easier for me to remember otherwise.
Okay, no worries. But there are a lot of other people.
It's okay. Go ahead.
It's good to know these things, right?
No, you go ahead with your method of teaching.
Okay, so inna laka la ajran ghayra mamnoon, and indeed for you surely is a reward without end. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reassuring Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam because he was having a lot of issues and people are telling him he's crazy, like he said. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is consoling him and he's saying, I'm telling you, indeed there is surely a big reward or a reward without any end for you. And then look at the next sentence. وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. And indeed, surely are great of a moral character. Indeed, you are of a great moral character. So here is another example of inna, and the ismu inna is the ka, which is a zamir, and then the lam came on the next harf, which is ala, okay, which is to you. So la is the lam jara here. This is the lam taqid, and ala is the haruf jara. And the meaning is, and indeed you surely are of a great moral character. Okay, any questions?
Got a question on the translation. How come mamnoon is translated as an end? Doesn't mamnoon means obligation?
Brother Javed, as I said, Arabic language has multiple meanings of one word. Like if I tell you for a lion, there are 50 words for a lion to explain what lion is. Right? So mamnoon, you're right. You're taking the Arabic or the Urdu meaning, but mamnoon could have is from mamnu. If you look at it, if you know the word mamnu.
Mamnoon has got an in it. It has got nothing to do with this
Yes,
word.
but the
Isn't
noon,
it word derived from man? Like man means
okay, Brother Javed, what we don't know
like
yet.
ahsan or something?
No, there are a lot of things we don't know yet. So by the time we get to that part, there are so many rules in one word.
Okay, never mind.
One word can change its form from, I mean, if I start to give you that example, you'll say, okay, it's too advanced for it right now. So just hear me out. Then
Yeah, just
mamnoon
leave it.
here
Yeah.
is meaning end. And again, it all depends on the person translation. Somewhere else, if we go, it may have a different meaning altogether. Okay, it's also depend on the person who's doing the translation. Okay, so back to the subject. What are we trying to do? We are, let me quickly see who joined later on so that I can talk to them. Brother Luay, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa
How are you,
barakatuh,
brother? Okay, Brother Luay, do you want to explain about mamnu? Because I am not that well versed in Arabic, and maybe you can throw some light on that.
I think I would say I don't know, but it's from the man. So uninterrupted, that means, you know, when you do something and then you have a man is a feeling that you have done something for. That means you have stopped your passage or your giving of the good things. So Allah will give him reward without any without any stopping or without any telling him like, okay, that's enough. No, it will be always an unlimited.
So there will be
unlimited
he will not
reward.
say no. He's not gonna say okay, stop. That's it. End.
Yes.
Done deal. Okay, so there is like no stopping to that. Ajay.
It's also like when Allah at the day of judgment will tell the believers, "Kulu washrabu hani'an bima kuntum ta'malun." Eat and drink, and feel the bounties and all that joy because of what you have done.
Yes.
And we know surely that we will not enter the paradise because of what we have done, but because of His mercy.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing here.
Right.
Allah is giving him because of His mercy, but He's telling him also in the time of toughness that Allah will give you unlimited.
Right.
So that's
and again, Brother Javed, I also noticed here is using the word end, but over here it says uninterrupted, which is same meaning but different way of saying it. Okay, anyhow, we have a lot of work to do, so these were just examples. We're not discussing the translation. We were just looking at the sentences or the verses from the Quran so that we understand the concept of what we are talking about. Okay, back to our sabak. Are you still able to see this or my camera?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So what we have done, we said, when we are trying to make emphasis in a jumla ismiya, we can use the letter lam and it will say la zaidun salihun. It will not change the structure of the sentence. The mubtada will stay mubtada, khabar will stay khabar, But if I use inna, then inna will take the mubtada into halat nasab, and then it will be known as ismu inna, and the khabar will be known as khabru inna. Okay, important to know that. Then it is possible to combine both lam and inna, but the rule is that you have to give some gap in between. You cannot use lam and inna right next to each other. So inna zaydan la salihun. So inna zaydan is ismu inna, and la salihun is ismu khabru inna. Then the fourth thing I can do, or the third thing I can do, I can take an oath and I say wallahi inna zaydin la salihun. Making sense? Okay. So what is wallahi? Can somebody tell me what wallahi is?
A qasam?
Yes, it's a qasam, but when we were learning murakkabat, how many murakkabat did we learn? Okay, let's do some tests. So Omar, you give me the name of one, and I will ask other people to give me the name of the other ones. So you know what murakkab naqisa?
Yeah.
So the one which is a phrase or a fragment.
Yes.
We studied like 4 different kinds. So
Yes.
which one is this one?
مركب ناقص.
This is murakkab naqis, we know that. But what kind of murakkab naqis is this? What is wow? Let's give you a hint.
عطف.
No, this is not ataf.
Harf?
This is a harf. Which kind of harf is this? Sorry, somebody said.
Sorry?
No. Okay. Some sister was saying something. Let me hear her out. What is that, sister?
Wallahu, I thought it's a oath. You're taking a oath by the name of Allah.
Yes, sister Fazilat, we are taking the oath, but we just studied this 2 sessions back.
Oh, isme jari?
This is a haruf jara. This is harf jar. This is harf jar. Now harf jar, when it comes with a noun, what it does to the noun? Brother Nasib.
حالة جر.
It takes the noun into halat jar. So brother Kabir, what kind of murakkab is this?
Jari.
Murakkab jari. Why murakkab jari? Because this is jar majroor. The haruf jara and the next noun coming right next to it is called, it went into the state of jar, so it's called majroor. So jara and majroor makes murakkab jari. Making sense?
Yes.
Okay, so brother Fawad, what other murakkab we have learned? Are you there, brother Fawad? Okay. Madiha, do you want to take a shot at that? Madiha. Okay. Noshin, sister Noshin, maybe you can help me. Looks like people are really tired today. So
Is fee?
Okay, we had murakkab jari,
Murakkab tawsifi.
murakkab tawsifi, murakkab
إضافي.
Idafi.
murakkab
Ishari.
Okay.
شعري.
See, that's why I'm saying very important to do review, guys. Okay. All right. Any questions on these, on the concept? Any question on the concept?
Oh.
The fourth point in this way is who is telling. That's the emphasis. The fourth emphasis is who is telling that.
Yeah. So it is, there is nothing, there was nothing Arabic about it. There was no thing, but we just wanted to emphasize that a statement made by a certain person, depending on the status of the person, it also has another emphasis, added emphasis in the sentence. Like I gave you the example of Surah Al-Asr, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, even if he didn't, put the emphasis the other way, by just say that he is saying, we take it. We're not going to challenge it, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But if I say something, you can challenge me because you would say, okay, brother Abid might not know, right? Right? So you can challenge me and I may have to put 3 or 4 emphasis just to make you believe, and
So
then,
in that way, does that mean that like basically the whole Quran is in it?
Whole Quran is what? Umar, you want to repeat your question? Okay, it's okay. All right. So now let's do some examples.
Oh.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say something. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Umar. Umar, beta, can you hear me? Okay. All right, brother.
Oh, sorry, I
Nasir.
had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you said like the last point about a specific person or being saying that thing, so then that's emphasis itself.
Yes.
Then does that mean that the whole Quran is an emphasis?
Quran is definitely is word of Allah, is emphasis, but we still need to know the structure of the language so that we know how to make emphasis in our sentence, right? So I was just giving that additional reference that the person making a statement is also part of the emphasis.
Okay.
Right? So, for example, if
So
I say something to
one
you,
more question on the inna.
so go ahead.
As also seen in the Quran that there is also alif added to the inna, like inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. So it is noon alif. So what is the difference between this inna and the inna with the alif?
Okay, inna with alif, we will come to it when we come to it, inshallah. It probably is the I don't know the answer for that right now, but it's out of the context of the subject right now. So let's come back to it, inshallah. Okay, I have some other stuff to cover, and I'll answer that offline with you, inshallah. Okay, so if I have to say Allah, Allahu Ghafurun. Okay, Allahu Ghafurun. And I want to use inna. Okay, so how would I use it?
Inna Allah.
Inna Allah.
Inna Allaha ghafurun.
Inna Allaha
Ghafurun.
There is no lam yet because I'm only using Ghafurun. I'm only using inna. Okay, so remember, Sajida, when I said you can either use inna or you can use lam, right? And then you can combine inna and lam both. But right now we are only considering the example of inna. So Allahu Ghafurun. So what happened to Allah? It went into nasab.
Nasab.
And you guys didn't even bother or think about it twice because you said it. Because it was very hard to say inna Allahu. It came out like inna Allaha Ghafurun. Making sense? Okay. So the test will come right here. Now a person with some memory from previous lessons might be able to help me with this. Ar-rajulani salihani. First of all, who can give me the translation of this?
Two men are good or nice.
The two men are righteous. Okay.
Right, yes.
So I have to use inna now. So what will happen? How would I write it?
Inna rajulaini.
Rajulana. Inna rajulana. Inna rajulana.
No.
Laini? Laini.
Inna rajulani.
Inna
Rajulaini.
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 Inna rajulaini.
Rajulana.
Lana or lain?
I don't know. I think it's because of inna. Won't it be na?
You're right, Umar. It's gonna be Rajulaini. Rajulaini. And what will happen to Salihani?
Salihaini.
No.
Salihani?
Same.
Salihani will stay the same.
Same.
Only inna affects the ismo inna, or the ismo inna is, what is ismo inna?
This is the one, the mathanna.
Okay, for example here, look at this example again. when I put inna, only Zaidan changes, not the Salihun. Okay, so here the same thing. We put the inna, so it's going to affect the mubtada. And this is become what? Ismo
So
inna. And this will become khabaru
khabru.
inna. Get it?
Yeah.
Okay. So next sentence or next word is al-muallimuna mujtahiduna. What is the meaning of this? Al-muallimuna mujtahiduna. Who can tell me the meaning of this?
Muallimun is the teachers. Teachers are hardworking.
Yes, the teachers are hardworking. So, Brother Javed, can you put inna in there?
Innal muallimina mujtahiduna, right?
Okay, very good.
That follows the pattern of before.
Yeah, muallimina. But this time we said mina, not here was rajulaini. See, the sound was different. Because here, what is the adad here? In this sentence, what is the adad? Okay, I'm talking to Brother Javed.
Oh.
Because he missed those lessons, so I wanna revise with him. So Brother Javed, why we say rajulaini here and not rajulina? Because what is the other?
Because of ya, you put the kasra here, right?
No, because this is dual, and the dual is
okay.
sound rajulaini. Aini sound for the dual, and ina sound for the plural. Now al-muallimuna, what kind of plural is this? Is sound or broken?
Oh, it is plural. Okay, that's right. Got it now. Okay.
Yes. So muallimina, actually innal muallimini mujtahiduna. Same thing. Mujtahiduna will not change, and it will become muallimina. So the test I am doing right now, first of all, is that the moment you use inna, the ismo inna will change its status from rafa to nasab. Making sense? Okay, what happened to Brother Nasib? Brother Nasib, are you there? Brother Nasib, नाराज हो गए क्या यार?
No, I'm here. أنا موجود يا أخي.
मैंने कहा शायद you're angry or something or upset.
لا.
Not to do. Okay. No, please participate. But as I said, give some chance to the learning.
No, I'm no problem.
You're already ahead of us.
No problem.
Allah reward you for that. Okay, so
Mina or Maine?
muallimina.
Is it kasra?
Innal muallimina mujtahiduna. Question here, Sajida?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going on here? We have to look at the number. This is a sound plural. It's muallimuna. Muallimuna is rafa.
Yeah.
When you add inna, it's going to go into nasab. And the nasab of Jama Salim is ina sound. So just Muslimun, Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina, Kafiruna, Kafirina, Kafirina, Muallimuna, Muallimina, Muallimina.
Yeah, but the noon must have fatha or kasra.
No. That's the thing. If you look at the chart, it's Muallimina, Muslimina, not Muslimi. Sorry, did I? Sorry. Muslim. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I made a mistake. Thank you. Okay. Now, another one.
Okay, before you go further, if it was a kasra, that means it was a dual of muallim, right?
No, I made a mistake altogether.
No, I'm just saying, if it was a kasra over there, would that indicate that it was a dual muallim, two muallims?
No, they can't be kasra in dual. That's the okay. Sorry. Say that your question again. You're talking about dual or the plural?
I'm talking of the, like in this sentence of innal muallimina.
Yeah.
No, come down in innal muallimina. Here it is plural. But if we wanted to say, speak of two muallim,
Yeah.
how will you write this one?
This is muallimina.
This pattern, right?
Muallimaini.
Molly Maina.
No, muallimaini, because in dual is kasra,
Okay.
right? So in plural,
Kasra, and there's a and fatha on the lam.
fatha on
So
the
here it will
lam,
be fatha on the meme.
raju.
Rajulaini.
So I think it'll be like this. Rajulaini. Okay. So you're right. So there is a kasra in the dual, but in the plural is a fatha. Okay. Okay. Al-nisa'u mu'minatun. Okay. I'm going to go to Sister Noshin for this one. Sister Noshin.
I was away.
An-nisa'u mu'minatun. That women are
Yeah.
believers. The
Right.
women are believers. I want to say indeed the women are believers. So how am I going to say that?
Okay. Inna sa. No.
Inna.
Inna sa.
Inna. Let's start with inna.
Mm-hmm.
An-nisa. Because nisa will stay the same, but what will happen to the last letter?
Sa'i.
Sa'a. Inna nisa'a.
Yeah.
Momi. Now, how do we analyze this? An-nisa, is it plural broken or sound?
Broken.
Broken. And what happens? How do you tell the status of the broken plural?
By the haraka.
By the haraka, where?
On the last letter.
Last letter.
On the last letter. So what is the last letter in the nisa?
Hamza.
Hamza.
What was the haraka here?
Dhamma.
Dhamma. What happened here?
Fatha.
Fatha. Why? Because we added inna. So Sister Noshin, from here to here, what is the name of this? Is it Mubtada?
It's a, yeah.
Sarah?
Mubtada.
Mubtada changes when we add inna, right? So what it becomes is?
Ismu inna.
Inna.
This is very important, and this is khabru inna. Very important concept is no longer mubtada and khabar. The inna has taken over, and inna said, I'm going to call the mubtada ismu inna, and I'm going to call the khabar khabru inna. Okay. All right. Who's ready for the next one? Okay. I'm going to say, and let me, Sister Umema, would you like to help me with this?
Okay.
We'll do it together, so don't worry. But let's try it. Kazi Una. First of all, let's see what that means. Hum. They are. Sister Umema, what is the translation of this?
They are.
Liars?
Yeah.
They are liars, right? Now I want to say indeed they are liars. So what do I need to do? I have to put inna. Innahum. Kazi. Una. Okay. So the hum here is the mubtada, right? But when you add inna, then inna and hum becomes, it can also be written like this. You see that?
Yes.
So this is called ismu
Ismu inna.
Inna. And this is called
Khabar inna.
Khabaru inna. Jazakallah khair. Okay. So do you guys see this? How we are going to use the taqeed or the emphasis in the Jumla Ismiya?
How we read this? Innahumma.
Innahum.
Innahum or innahuma?
No, innahuma do to nahi hai na. They're not. It's not dual. Hum is plural. 3. Look at the next sentence. Kazibuna. Is kazibuna dual?
Oh.
Plural, like Muslimuna, Kafiruna, Salihuna, Kazibuna, right? So with plural. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't hear the last.
No, I only said
Brother Javed, you're cutting off. Could you please repeat your last sentence? Brother Javed, are you still there? Brother Kabir.
Yes.
When the mubtada added inna,
Mubtada added inna, what happened to it?
the mubtada become fatha
Yes. So you
instead
remember,
of dhamma.
yeah, remember the home is nasab. Because it's not, I wrote it separately just to help Sister Umaima, but it technically is an attached pronoun. And attached pronouns in what state already?
Already in nasab and jar.
Nasab and jar, mashallah. So before it was what? Was it attached or detached?
Detach.
Detached. And then what state was that?
Rafa.
That was Rafa.
Rafa.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
When they were
Rafa.
detached, they were in the status of Rafa. But when I had to use inna, I had to find which pronoun?
Nasab.
And nasab and jar pronouns are what? Attached or detached?
Attached.
MashaAllah. So now you see that all the things I've been teaching you in the previous session, one by one, like a puzzle, they're fitting in their place. And that is what my intent is, that you start to see that why did I focus on detached pronouns first and then attached pronouns, and now why am I doing this? So please try to review these as much as possible and try to do the exercises. Okay. Okay. Let's do one more. Sister Afi, I'm going to ask you to do the next one. Are you ready for that?
I'll try.
Okay. Huwa Sadikun. First of all, tell me the translation of this.
He is a trustworthy.
He is truthful, right?
Okay.
Truthful is Sadiq. So now your job is to add inna to it.
Innahu sadiq.
Or innahu, sorry. Innahu.
Sadiqun.
Who said no? Okay, so let me write it clearly so that everybody can see it. Inna, and then who? Sadikun. Now, who can tell me what kind of dhamma will come on this ha?
The regular dhamma.
Regular? Why is that?
Because there's a sakin harf.
Where is sakin here?
On the noon.
Noon is not sakin. Noon has a fatha on it.
The opposite.
The opposite one.
Opposite because of fatha.
Upside down.
Because of fatha.
The sakun with the shadda is on the first noon. So if I write anna, anna is like this. Right?
Yeah.
This is how anna is written. Anna, then we take one noon out and we put shadda and we put the fatha on the last letter. So because of this fatha, we had to have this
opposite.
So when would it be the regular dhamma?
When you have a ya, or when you have a I don't remember on top of my head. I have to look up my notes.
Kasra.
Kasra.
When there is a kasra or something like that, you put, ya, or there is a sakin. Okay. Yeah, I think it was a sakin thing.
Ya sakin.
Yeah, ya sakin.
This is a shadid. This is a tashdid.
क्या कहते हैं इसको यार?
Tajweed.
No.
Yeah.
Shadda.
Okay. All right. Okay, this another trick question. I think I'm gonna give this to Brother Naseeb. Brother Naseeb, you ready?
Let's see.
Okay, Anta Amin. Anta Aminun. So what is the translation first?
You are truthful. Or
you are trustworthy.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Trustworthy. So now you have to say, indeed, you are trustworthy. So how would it become?
Innaka aminu.
He said, innaka aminun. Now, why anta become innaka? Can somebody help me with that? Let me see. I'm going to pick somebody to explain that to me. And that will be a good review.
This is attached pronoun. So attached pronoun.
Attached pronoun. But why did we go for attached pronoun?
To the, yeah.
But why did we have to go to why do we go from the anta to innaka?
Because that was rafa, so then we had to make it into the nasab.
Nasab. And when you went to
I think for the same reason is you got in a home, in a all, every time you have, you should have attached pronouns, right? Am I correct? In the home.
Say that again, please. When you're attaching a pronoun, then they become attached pronouns, right? Attached pronouns. When you're attaching inna, the next, if it's going with the zamir, then it has to be attached zamir, right? That's why anta become inna, innaka, because huwa, huma, hum, anta, antuma, antum, right? Remember that part? The second person. But second person in nasab is ka, kuma, kum. So if you remember those table, again, siga number 7. Okay. So what is the time, guys?
10:30.
Oh, wow.
3.
Okay, let's, since it's Friday, I hope you don't mind me spending another few minutes. Let's do it for another 10 minutes and let's do, I wanted to do all kind of examples, but let's do something else. It's a, Rabbika Shadidun. Batsha Rabbika Shadidun. What is the meaning of this? उर्दू में हम कहेंगे कि अल्लाह की पकड़ बहुत सख्त है. तुम्हारे रब की पकड़ बहुत सख्त है. ठीक है. बत्शु रब्बिका शदीद. Or I can also use the same word, another word, azabu rabbika shadidun. Okay. Now I want to use both inna and I want to use lam, both of them. How would I do it? Who can help me with this? Brother Kabir. Yeah, azabu rabbika shadidun. Allah ka, Allah's punishment is very severe. So I have to use inna and lam in the same sentence. Okay, one at a time, please. Who wants to go first? Who wants to volunteer?
Inna azaba.
Inna
Azaba.
azaba
Rabbika lashadid.
rabbika.
La shadid.
Lashadidun.
Good job. Did I do it right, Brother Louis?
Yeah.
What does that look
In
What is azaba?
What is azaba?
The punishment?
Punishment, yes. Okay, so this is how you use inna, and then you give some gap, and then you use salam. So what is the translation now, Brother Kabir?
Indeed, the punishment of your Lord is
Whose Lord?
your Lord.
Rabbaka,
Your Lord.
Yeah.
And what kind of punishment is it? Surely
very
severe,
very severe.
harsh. Okay. Now, another question here. What is azaba rabbika here? What kind of murakkab is this?
Murakkab idafi.
Murakkab what?
Azafi.
Why is murakkab idafi, Brother Kabir? Because you said punishment of
your Rabb.
Your Lord.
So
there is a relationship happening here. Now, if this is the case, then Rabbika should be what status?
Rafa.
If
Jar.
in
Jar.
Izafi, the muzaf. Okay, what is muzaf here, by the way?
Muzaf, azab.
Azab.
Azab is muzaf. So Rabbika is muzaf ilay.
Yeah.
What is the rule on muzaf ilay? That it has to be in the status of
Jar.
jar, right? So why you said Rafa? So Rabbika, is it Rafa or Nasab or Jar?
Jar.
Jar. Why? Because this is attached pronoun, and both Nasab and Jar, they are ka. You cannot tell it by the haraka, you have to tell it by the chart. Okay. Okay. Now the next thing was al-insanu. Al-insanu fi khusrin. So in Surah Al-Asr, the original sentence was al-insanu fi khusrin. How would you put add the shadda, the inna and lam? Who can tell me? Let me pick somebody. Okay, Madiha, are you there today? Madiha? Okay, she's okay. Brother Etasham, you're too new. I don't want to ask you. So maybe next time. Okay, so who else? Who is this support group GPS? Is that Brother Javed?
No.
Who's support group GPS? I don't know who that is, but okay, Umar.
Madia wants to give it a try, I think.
Oh, Madia, you want to give it a try?
I think she wants you to do unmute.
Or you want me to unmute her?
Yeah.
I can't. She's not letting me.
I cannot. Hello? Can
Yes.
you hear me?
Yeah, I
Okay,
can hear you now.
Yes, Assalamualaikum. I couldn't unmute from my end. Sorry.
No worries. Go ahead. So what I'm trying to say, I'm saying indeed mankind is surely in loss. So I need to add inna and lam both in this sentence.
Innal insanu.
Yeah, innal
Insanu.
insanu.
Nah.
Innal insana. Okay.
Insana, innal insana.
Fi khusrin. Khusrin.
Yes, khusrin. Now, does it look like the ayah from
Yes.
Surah Al-Asr?
Yes.
And in the beginning, I can add wal asri.
Wal asri.
Now, why did I say wal asri?
Because it's Jarul Majrur.
Darul Majroor. So the letter waw here is haruf jara and al
Haruf
asr
jara.
is majroor. So what kind of murakkab is this?
Murakkab jari.
Very good job. So murakkab jari. Making sense? So you see, mashallah, a lot of concepts are now applicable in the verses. And now look at the length of the verse, mashallah. So we started with 2 small words, and now look at that we are analyzing at least 4 or 5 words in one verse. And inshallah, next time when you read the Quran, you will be able to recognize these, and then you will be able to also tell me why there is a kasra here, because it's a jar majroor and it's a murakkab jari, because there is a haruf jara here, and this is also muzaf muzaf ilayh, right? And then innal insana lafi khusrin, that insana was insanu, but it went into nasab. Okay. Okay, inshallah, jazakallah khair. I am not.
Before you go, Abid, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
One quick question. Innal insana, instead of lafi, can we say la khusrin or no?
Well, if there was no fee, because see, how are you going to say khusrin? You are saying in loss. The in is coming from the fee. See, you understand what I'm saying? Then the meaning, you can say la khusrin, but the meaning will not be meaningful anymore, right?
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Right? Jazakallah khair.
Brother Abid.
Yes, sir.
So today, like sorry, but earlier when we started, you started this with the same sentences, and then we went till example 3, and the rest of these practices.
Yeah. What's the
then
fourth?
the fourth was left, right?
Again,
suspense.
If you were paying attention, I said the fourth doesn't have any Arabic example. We were saying that the fourth emphasis comes from the person who's making the statement.
Yeah, so in that case,
no example for that. I mean, when I read the Quran, I know that it's coming from Allah, so I know the fourth person or the fourth emphasis is Allah saying it. When a hadith comes, I know that it's coming from Rasulullah. Then you can say, now when I say something, Brother Javed right away challenges me because it's coming from me. Just to give you an example. Just on a lighter note, you know, because he can challenge me because I am the one who's trying to teach him something and he doesn't agree with me sometime. But if something was said by a sheikh or a scholar, he may have the same question, but he will agree with him sooner than he agrees with me, right? Because I'm already, I'm just giving a lame example here, but this is what I'm trying to say. The person who's making a statement, if you know the status of that person, it makes a big difference. That what he's saying, you agree to him. Like your father saying something versus a stranger saying something to you, you're going to listen to your father without challenging him most of the time.
Okay, got it. Yeah, you mentioned about the Quran and everything.
Yes, yes.
I just couldn't participate.
If you want to have a quick, I know Brother Javed is really tired. He may want to go. So,
no, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay, so if you guys are okay, then let me quickly do what I did. I said how to show emphasis in a nominal sentence. When we come to the verbal sentence, we will do the same thing again. But right now we are focused on the nominal sentence. So we have a mubtada and khabar, and we said Zaidun salihun, that Zaid is righteous. There is no emphasis in it. So for that I have lam and I have inna, and I could say la Zaidun salihun, that surely Zaid is salih. But if you're not happy with that, you can also use inna, and there is a lot of inna in the Quran. You will see in every other verse. So you can see the inna is when he comes, it has some power over the sentence, and he says, no, I have to change you. So it no longer mubtada is called ismu inna, and it's called khabru inna, and he changes the mubtada into status of nasab. Very important part. Okay. So then inna zaidan salihun, indeed Zaid is the meaning is same and the emphasis is the same. Okay, from the perspective of emphasis, it's the same. But if you want to increase the emphasis, then you have to say something like, you have to say, Inna Zaydan la salihun. Then now you're combining both inna and lam. And the rule there is, it's double emphasis, and there has to be a gap between inna and lam. Okay, and the example I gave, the doctor and two kind of medicine, and the one you cannot take it together, you take it one after the other by giving it a little bit of a gap, right? And then the fourth emphasis, or the third emphasis, what? That you take an oath of something. So in here, I'm saying, I swear by Allah that Zayd, indeed Zayd is surely a righteous person, right? I'm trying to really push you to make the statement that Zayd is a righteous person. There is no doubt about it, and I am swearing by Allah. Okay, then we did some examples, right? And in these examples, we come across the dual and the plural, and then the female plural. And then we also came Jama Mukassar. So I covered all those scenarios which we have learned in the number session, so that you know which one to use when you use inna. So when you use inna, then you have to use the nasab one. So if you ask me, when I was teaching you the number session, the session where we covered the number of the noun, we did not know the application of that at that time. We said Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. We didn't know what to do with them. But now I know that inna requires me to bring the status of nasab, and the regular sentence will ask me to bring rafa. You get it? Right? So now you see the big picture. And we did some verses from the Quran, and you saw that how often it is used. The concept is when the inna and lam is combined. Okay. Then I showed you the use of inna with the zamir, with the pronouns, both attached, detached, and attached. Okay. And then how the detached noun, it becomes changed to attached noun when it becomes inna. Okay. Inshallah, jazakallah khair. Then we did some sentences with both inna and lam, and you guys did it yourself. So if you practice while I'm gone, or till we meet next time, just one quick note that we have 3 weeks left before Ramadan, because 4th week more inshallah be Ramadan. So we will have another 6 sessions, and we may get into a little bit of verb sessions before the beginning of Ramadan. So please stay focused and stay in touch. Don't leave me alone. And we'll have a lot of learning to do together, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam.
Jazakallah khair.
Yeah.